So anyway, just being able to get that validation, which we've had many times, that these 8 WEVO DNA are very critical and key to moving forward in life and business. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in and just get started. I've got a short, simple, clear message today. What I want to ask you to do in this message is each slide has a statement or a question or multiple that if you're taking notes, and you'll get in the update tomorrow, you'll get this presentation. But if you're taking notes, I would advise that you consider each of these points. And if it requires scoring yourself on it, then score yourself on it. But I'm just going to bring up some straight talk bullet points that I feel really can make a difference in your life and business, okay? And this is all under the 8th WEVO DNA of aligned effort and energy. So let's get started. First of all, welcome everybody. Excited to have you on. We are going to have such a great time with today. And I know that we're all going to learn a ton and continue to take the information and move it to transformation. Brett the Jet. I knew that would be Jason Mayer coming on. Love you, pal. I'm glad you're on the line. Excited to share with all of you today. So the real secret, 8th DNA, aligned effort and energy. Let's get going. So success begins with awareness, and it progresses with aligned effort and energy. It's aligning effort and energy within yourself, in your interaction, and in your interaction, you align effort and energy. But it begins with awareness. So just the starting point, the catalyst to success will be awareness. So just keep that in mind. Defining success is a personal thing, and only you can define it for yourself. Now, I will tell you, most of you, most likely, are hearing the words and agreeing with me. But here's where awareness comes in. I can tell you that I have proven that the subconscious paradigm of success, by majority, is not a person's personal definition. It is society's definition, and it typically revolves around 2 points, which is popularity and profit. The world defines, in general, subconsciously, success as popularity and profit. I want to ask you to become extremely aware, to make it very personal, and to define what it means for you. Defining success is a personal thing, and only you can define it for yourself. So my research and experience has taught me that most will define it with quantifications in these 4 areas. So just see how this feels and how it resonates. And in these 4 areas, determine maybe where you are feeling and experiencing these 4 and where you might not, and how they may quantify with or be quantified with your personal definition of success. Here's what I've learned through thousands of interviews, consulting, and interaction with small business, medium business, large business, and just individuals, friends, people. Number 1, people associate success with some sense of belonging. If they described what success would look like, belonging would most likely be in most people's personal definition. There would be a list of attainments. Unless you decide to live a life with no attainments, which is very rare, very few people do it. There's nothing right or wrong about it. But most people are going to define success with some list of attainments. Happiness will be a big one for people. And that is a broad topic, but their version of happiness, whatever that means to them, is most likely in their personal definition. And then inner peace. What would inner peace look like? It would be the opposite of inner turmoil or chaos. and despite circumstances, being able to process in a way that still you're able to process your emotions and feelings, but yet still have some sense of peace about you. And so where that really translates practical for people is they're looking for some way to have less stress or worry in their life, to feel more abundant, to feel less scarcity or insecurity, to feel more secure and safe. Those types of things would translate to inner peace. So these four, we actually call them WEVO Baha'i. It's BAHI. But those four typically are in a person's personal definition of success. So if you're taking notes and you're doing the deep work on these topics each week, make this one of your first, is how do I define success? What is it for me personally? And then go ahead and, love it, go ahead and just put that down on your sheet and make sure you're very clear about that. Okay. So my research and experience has also taught me that the main reasons many people are deferred from success are as follows. Now, we're going to create awareness, and awareness is not negativity. Our attitude towards pain determines suffering. Our attitude towards pain determines the level of suffering. If your attitude is at a 1 and your pain is at a 1, meaning a good thing, okay, you have a top-notch attitude, right? 1 being the good number in this case, and your pain is at a 9, you're only at a suffering of 9. But if your attitude is off tilt and your attitude is at a 10 and you experience some pain of some sort, then, and that pain is at a 10, meaning the negative side of pain, then you're going to have 100 in your suffering, 100%. So what we want to look at here is we're going to create awareness around some factors that defer people from success. These are not negative factors, they're just factors, they're awareness. Our attitude towards these factors is where we really make the difference, okay? So our attitude towards these things that could be deferring us are where we're really going to create some wins. So let's take a look at them. I truly believe, as I look across the board and I see situations where people really have great intentions but are struggling to move forward and they're deferred from success, that fear, laziness, and procrastination, or all three, are factors that defer people from success. The lack of awareness leading to inaccurate thought. So through a lack of awareness, they're in inaccurate thought, and that inaccurate thought is creating inaccurate activity and habit for their desired outcome. Ignorance of economic, social, and marketplace challenges. These factors, these three factors play a big role in our awareness and in our progression of success. If we're not aware of economic, social, and marketplace challenges so that we can take steps to create more survival, stability, rewards of success, and significance in our life, then we simply will not take those steps. So becoming aware of economic, social, and marketplace challenges, that's one of the big factors. Another one is people's plan. Our plans need to be simple and actionable with a clear next logical step. I have spent years and a lot of money to get a complex cause, model, organization to become more simple. And even in the next few weeks, you will see it even more simplified. And I am constantly working towards the next logical step. In my world of chaos, in the modeling of this, I have spent the time to become aware and the energy to become aware to funnel this down into singleness of behavior so that these behaviors will lead to the ultimate outcome. And so I realized in the process of doing that what my next logical step is. And so this last week and in the next week to come, I am focused 100% on creating that next logical step so that I can launch that to achieve more of my actionable plan. And people lack the resolve to see it through. If you're going to build anything of significance, depending on your beliefs and your how you view the world, you're going to encounter circumstances that can be detouring obstacles or challenges. As you encounter these circumstances, as I encounter these circumstances, we have a choice. And the choice is to have the resolve to see it through. And then finally, what I see that is deferring many people from success is the lack of ability to align effort and energy. So we have a misconception that the two main reasons a business fails are the lack of capital and the lack of knowledge. What I want to do is I want to tweak this in our being just a little bit to create a little more awareness and a little more responsibility. Is it true that businesses fail from lack of capital and lack of knowledge? Well, those are just leaves on the tree, okay? This is inaccurate. Here's the real reason. If a business fails, it fails because the leader does not persist in gaining knowledge and gaining capital. We're responsible as authentic leaders. I have heard people say, I simply don't have the money to do that. It's okay to say that. I simply don't have the money to do that. However, here is my plan to gain the capital to do that, or you simply stop there. Now, being resolute or resolved to continue and to carry out your mission, your vision, that is where the rubber meets the road when you come down to a lack of knowledge and a lack of capital. You have Google at your fingertips. There's information everywhere. You have meditation, you have intuition, you have different sources of wisdom that you can gain access to through some simple activities, or simply just witnessing cause and effect and saying, if I apply this, then this happens. And then learning from mistakes and maturing. I met with a gentleman today, a very nice gentleman, met him on Shaper. For those of you that I coach through the BizDev Pro program, Shaper contact turned into a one-on-one meeting we had at a coffee shop today. And I got a chance to be able to share with this individual just some of the concepts that we're talking about here. And it was really interesting to see just a shift immediately in him towards more awareness and more accountability for him to get the knowledge that he needs to go out and succeed in his new small business that he's starting. So just keep in mind that when a business fails, it's not from the lack of capital and knowledge. A business fails because the leader does not persist in gaining knowledge and gaining capital. These simply become next logical step items. They go on a to-do list, and you work them until their completion. And if you want to create success in the endeavor that you're in, whatever it be, then there really is no reason and there is no excuse, only priorities that will determine the yes or no of the achievement in that endeavor. I know this is very basic stuff, but I did feel a big call to call this stuff out here just based on things that I'm witnessing and observing in the tribe as we continue to move forward. But know your current personal score, your current reality. There are 4 phases, and you are most likely in one of these phases right now. You could be in this phase in life, you could be in this phase in business, you could be in this phase in both, or you know someone that's going through it, and maybe you're able to help inspire and encourage and empower them to move from one phase to the other. But everyone that's on this webinar today is in one of these four phases or in between two of them. So you have survival, stability, the rewards of success, and significance. So part of your work this week and part of our intention, our action step for the week, is to know your personal score and become aware. Am I in survival? Am I in stability? Am I in rewards of success or significance? Am I in two different ones at two different places of my life? The major areas of my life, where am I in my relationships? Am I in survival, stability, rewards of success, or significance? Am I in my business? Am I in survival, stability, the rewards of success, or significance? With my kids, am I in survival, stability, the rewards of success, or significance? Just take personal score. Become aware. Success begins with awareness, and it progresses through aligned effort and energy. Now, our level of comfort versus discomfort in our current reality is determined mostly by what we are deferred from, which comes from clarity of dreams. You've heard it said, and this is a whole lesson in itself, and it conflicts with most paradigms, so it's one that we're going to have to dive in deeper in the higher levels. But you've heard it said before that growth happens outside of the comfort zone, okay? So what would the opposite of the comfort zone be? It would be the discomfort zone. Another word for discomfort would be pain. Another common saying, may be true, maybe not, but there is some truth to it for sure, is that the pain of remaining the same must become greater than the pain of change. Now, I don't like necessarily the inference of pain, but let's look at this again from a point of awareness. If I have a thorn in my side, I'm not doing any good to say, well, that doesn't hurt. Let me leave it there. What I can do is simply become aware that there is a thorn in my side and it is causing pain. And my attitude is, well, that's easy. I can pluck that out and I will be out of the pain of this. I've been spending years on vetting this idea of why it seems a bit difficult for people to move forward. I think people get very comfortable in their discomfort. I think people get very comfortable in what they currently have. It's safe, it's certain, it's dependable, it's repetitive, and it perpetuates itself on its own, subconsciously. I believe in order to move forward, we must create clarity of our dreams so much that we feel the visualization of the dreams as if they were, but we also feel the pain of being disconnected from them, just like the thorn in my side. I want to feel that, yes, I love the idea of being on a beach and having a drink and watching people laugh and have fun on my yacht. I don't care about the yacht. I just want to see people having fun. I love the water. I love the yacht lifestyle. And I love watching my friends enjoy themselves with inner peace and happiness. That's an important part of my life. I would be happy on a rickety chair with an umbrella drink, watching from the beach, watching people have a good time, watching them on wave runners, watching them surf, watching them play in the sand with their kids. That gives me great joy when I'm in my dream state, when I'm being clear on what I want. But I also feel a sense of pain and discomfort, being disconnected from it. And that discomfort makes me get off my backside and move. And I think there's a bit too much of just covering everything with positivity and ignoring the symptoms and ignoring the discomfort and hoping things will get better. What I'd like to propose is that we consider the acknowledgement of things that are what they are, but do it from a place of positivity, Yes, I have a thorn in my side. I understand. And that gives me the awareness to pluck it out. Yes, I have a dream that is compelling, that governs me, that gives me purpose. And I do feel a disconnect from it. And that disconnect moves me from comfort to discomfort so that I will do what is necessary for growth. I will do what is necessary to get into the comfort of the clarity of my dreams. And when I get there, I will see further, and I will probably most likely create a new pool in my life that keeps me constantly moving forward, always content and grateful and happy with where I am, but also feeling a sense, a slight edge, a small fist of maybe fear or disconnect of being deferred from the things that I desire in my life. And that is where clarity comes from. That's what awareness does for us. So our 8 WEVO DNA, if you heard what I just said, I described a process of our DNA. Number 1, awareness. And with awareness, we start to build clarity of dreams. And then from clarity of dreams, we define our purpose. And then we start to become well inside in our inner action by aligning our thoughts, emotions, feelings, words, and actions with the stated vision of who we are and where we're going. And then we begin the interaction. And the interaction is authentic leadership. I show up as a whole well-being, emanating power from the center of the universe, which I am at the center of the universe. I'm sending this power out with purity. This energy and these activities and habits and thoughts are going out from me as an authentic leader. And when they do, they're attracting tribe. They're bringing people to me. And when I'm attracting tribe, I have a responsibility and accountability with humility to create harmonic culture. Now, don't get me wrong. Behind closed doors, I have moments where I get pissed. I mean, I get mad at so and so. I swear. I have weaknesses. I have things that happen, like all of us do. But I also have principles in my life that are triggers that remind me, like WEVO freedom. Reduce the emotional attachment to the expectation, judgment, manipulation, and control of other people. So something will happen, a circumstance will happen in the culture, in the tribe. I will have a reaction of my old self. The awareness of my new self and the connection of my new self and the principles that I am now living my life by create a trigger that says, reduce your emotional attachment to the expectation, judgment, manipulation, and control of other people, allowing the space for harmonic culture. Now, why? Because it's the foundation of aligned effort and energy. This week's intention is to align effort and energy. And harmonic culture is a foundational DNA to aligning effort and energy. It's the foundational energy of two people wanting to get along in a household or in a friendship or in a business partnership. If they can communicate effectively, because the objective is to create the highest and best outcome from the interaction, not your opinion validated, not you being right, not you being wrong, but to create the highest and best outcome possible, then people can exist in a harmonic culture. Now, we may act from our old former self at first, but the awareness of our higher self, of our other self, and of the principles that govern the other self bring us back into harmony. That allows us to now align effort and energy. Aligned effort and energy in a high-vibing, thriving tribe is the solution. Success begins with awareness and progresses through aligned effort and energy. 4 ways that we do that in the WEVO model. These 4 ways, these four deliverables in the coming weeks, we're going to launch programs and we're going to launch tools and resources, and we're going to optimize and improve our current resources to deliver these 4 things to you in our model to help you align effort and energy inside of the WEVO tribe. Okay? Number 1, raise your awareness through the WEVO Academy. I'm not going to go into that right now, but in the next few weeks, you're going to become more aware through curriculum that will be available to you based on your level of membership in the WEVO Academy. There will be curriculum in the free level, some basic things. It's going to advance in the $19 level and in the $49 level and in the $99 level. So you're going to have access to this academy to raise awareness. Believe it or not, what we're doing right now is part of that awareness, and that will be included also in the curriculum. WEVO Mastermind. Many of you have experienced the coming together in the mental action of Mastermind. There are 2 components of action in the concept of aligned effort and energy. There's mental and physical action. The WEVO Mastermind helps us with the mental action of peer collaboration, okay? So if you're part of a $19 or higher membership, you're part of the WEVO Mastermind, and you have a monthly meetup where you're able to participate in this mental action with others of a similar mindset, or at least similar intention or goal set to move forward with high vibing, thriving tribe. It's not just about being like-minded. You actually want different mindsets. What you want is a commonality of high vibing, thriving tribe as an objective to be able to collaborate mentally with people. The third part is collaboration, the physical action. Once we've gone through the mental action of aligned effort and energy, we now need to implement the physical action. What the physical action may look like, and I gave this example in the Power Breakfast in Sedona the other day. So we had hosted an event in Cottonwood called the New Sales Paradigm. And at that event, there were 25 or so people. And from that event, Hank and Sharon were there. And from that event and the work and the effort and the energy that went in to create the audience and the training that we all participated in Mastermind and mental action, from that, number 1, a lot of collaboration, physical action came out of that. People bought products and services, they connected with each other, they booked meetings. A lot of collaboration happened from the effort and energy of one event, okay? In addition, Hank and Sharon from Sedona or Yulof Creative Marketing Solutions, they were at the event, and Hank and Sharon from that event had people register for their event, which they just conducted last week. It was phenomenal. It was a small business marketing boot camp. So we went to that boot camp, and while there, Hank and Sharon graciously used their stage and their effort and energy to edify and endorse many people that were in attendance in the crowd. From that, we already know of people that have transacted business. If you're hearing what I'm saying, because of a high vibing, thriving tribe and awareness that is created through our academy, people are physically collaborating to better their life and business. And that is the third deliverable and the third component of aligned effort and energy here. And then the fourth component, no matter how tough we think we are, there are always some exceptions. I have found that one of the number 1 things that people desire in their life is some sense of real connection and belonging. WEVO helps facilitate that through events and through other resources, but through events, real connection and belonging. I have talked to people, thousands of people, and when I ask them, what attracted you to WEVO? What attracted you to this cause, to this movement? And I don't know if Vina's on the webinar, and Vina, if you just put in the chat yes or no, if you wouldn't mind sharing maybe 60 seconds, just from the heart, what you shared with me yesterday. What I've found is most people have, for some reason, felt outside or different, or they didn't belong, or they weren't accepted, or they weren't valued, or, I mean, we've all felt that at some time. It's evidenced by the fact that so many people have such large ego with so little self-esteem. And I'm not talking about Vina here, I'm talking about the masses. And so we've all experienced this at some point, some sense of insecurity, or just not good enough, or not living up to expectations. That's one reason for WEVO freedom. But what I've witnessed, what I've observed in aligned effort and energy, is that if people in the tribe can feel some sense, some strong sense of belonging, they can stay long enough to change their hypnotic rhythms for the better, for the positive. Okay, thank you, Vina. I'm going to unmute you. And at this time, I would like to invite you to just share in 60 seconds. What did I just do? Just share in 60 seconds what you shared with me yesterday of what you experienced coming to WEVO.
I was invited, and it took me months to respond, but when I came to the power breakfast, it was a lot of people because I wasn't used to being around people, but David came right over and said, how can I serve you? How can I be present for you? I'm here. And that just touched my heart so much that it gave me the courage to continue and come to another. And eventually I found that so many people are in alignment with my principles, and I just felt loved, nurtured, and held sacred, so to speak, with WEVO. So it just encouraged me to come out of my shell that I had created around myself and be present to other people and see how I can serve. So it really actually transformed my life in 60 seconds.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you have courage to just jump on with no notice and do that. So thank you very, very much. And you had me in tears yesterday, and I'm just very grateful for your just genuine testimony of what WEVO is doing and continuing to do. So aligned effort and energy. The power is in the club, in the membership, in the tribe, in the community, in the network. Use whatever word you like. We call it high vibing, thriving tribe. There is a line in the sand. There is a choice that one makes, that you step in to the club or you're not in the club. Well, that doesn't sound very inclusive. Of course it's inclusive. You step into a house through the door, or you don't step into the house. You step into a car, or you don't step into the car. You step into a business, or you step out of the business. You have to make a choice. When you're inside of the tribe, then the tribe has certain agreements that everyone evolves with, certain principles that they evolve with. And that is why membership is so key in high vibing, thriving tribe. We have free membership. Quite frankly, everyone on the call, money obviously should not even be an issue for the membership that we have available. $19, $49, or $99 should not be an issue. It's only a matter of priorities. We have no expectation where anyone joins. We only want to encourage membership, because when you're inside of the membership, then you become aware of principles that govern success inside of high vibing, thriving tribe. The resources become combined and available, and support and the hug is inside of the membership. Just know and understand that anyone can make that choice to become part of the movement or cause of unity and harmony and collaboration, which is what WEVO is. So your intention this week, and we'll wrap up, is align effort and energy to help others get what they desire, you get what you desire, and to make the world better. Can we be mindful? Give me a yes in the chat or in the audio. Would you agree with me to be mindful this week, to align effort and energy to help others get what they desire, to help you get what you desire, and to make the world better? Just put yes in the chat or do it through the audio and just say, yes, I'm going to do that. I like that. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, I agree.
Excellent. That verbal commitment sometimes is what it takes to really become, I love that, Bruce. Hell yes. Absolutely, Samuel. That verbal commitment where we step up and say, yes, I will, is so important, because if you're living one of our principles, which is WEVO integrity, that your thoughts, emotions, feelings, words, and actions all align, then you understand that when you verbally commit to an accurate activity or habit, that your thoughts, emotions, feelings, words, and actions must align for you to be congruent with that principle. The verbal commitment is so important, and it's so simple. Align effort and energy to help others get what they desire, for you to get what you desire, and to make the world better. That's our intention for this week. And what a better world it would be if we had thousands of people on this webinar. Guys, that's the important piece. It's not just gathering information, but creating transformation. This webinar is open each week, and all of us have the ability to bring people to experience a collaboration, not a dictatorship, but a collaboration of intention to make lives better for ourselves, for others, and for the world. Let's bring people next week onto this webinar, okay? The action step: study these slides and create awareness on your current reality. And next week, we're working on awareness, DNA number 1. We're going to be recording a whole new series. And since we started this last series, I have evolved 100%. The information has evolved 100%. It's not the same. It continues to open up, because it would be very arrogant for me to feel that I know everything and that I have all the answers right here, right now, without observing and becoming more aware and more awake to the truth. So next week, when we start DNA number 1, a whole new world is going to open up. And we're going to take a thorough look in and out. And I'm looking forward to that. Guys, it's been so great to be on the webinar with you today. I have to tell you, I have so much gratitude for you that are on this webinar. There's something I believe so deep in my heart that I have moments where I question and wonder if people are listening. I have moments where I question and wonder if I'm crazy. Does the world want positive change? Do people want positive change in their life? Do they really want things to get better? Not that things are bad. They may be, they may not be. But most of the people I've interviewed and talked to, I've found that they really desire change. But yet, something in the level of comfort of their discomfort is keeping people where they are. But I want to tell you how grateful I am that you are hearing and you are acting and you're aligning effort and energy through mental action and through physical action, through the mastermind and through collaboration. It's so, so key to our success and our evolution. And I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, you will be a beacon of light to the whole world. So thank you for being on the webinar. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week. And for those of you that are coming to Mesa to attend the new sales paradigm, I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Blessings, everybody.
Sure. Take care, Brett. See you Saturday.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Okay, hon.
Blessings, everyone.